Action 3 News Weekend starts now.
The Husker season opener was filled with emotion as a special tribute was paid to Sam Foltz following his tragic death this summer. But amidst the grief this morning comes with a new feeling, anger. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Nick Starling. Officials say burglars broke into the home of Jordan Foltz on Saturday. Jordan is the brother of late punter Sam Foltz, who died in a car crash several weeks ago. The Greeley County Sheriff's Department says the family was at the Husker game when the burglary happened. Reporter Miranda Christian joins us with more details.
A huge part of Saturday night's Husker game was about honoring Sam Foltz. Foltz's family were all in attendance, and while his brother was in Lincoln, someone broke into his home back in Greeley. The Huskers took the field for the first time this season on Saturday night, and the team honored the late punter Sam Foltz throughout the game.
With points towards the sky, one man short in the formation, but he will forever be in the hearts and minds of Husker fans.
And in the Sam Foltz moment, that was special, and I think everybody in the stadium felt that.
While the team was remembering Foltz in Lincoln, thieves burglarized the home of Foltz's brother. Jordan Foltz posted on Facebook, "Tonight, as we celebrated and mourned my brother for all he has accomplished, someone was back here in our hometown, breaking into my house and my vehicles, probably seeing our family as an easy target as we were in Lincoln."
Being from California, there's good and there's bad. And hearing this news this morning, I'm heartbroken for his family, for him, the whole Foltz family.
Huskers fans say it's hard to hear that someone would do this, and it doesn't seem like a random crime.
You have to think that people knew that he was gone and also knew that who he was, and that to me is even sadder. That they almost like were targeting him.
Everyone is hoping that the ones behind the burglary will soon be caught.
And people know people, and so hopefully law enforcement will get some good leads and bring them to justice.
In Omaha, Miranda Christian, KMTV Action 3 News.
Now, if you have any information that could help solve this crime, contact the Greeley County Sheriff's Office. Well, police are investigating an overnight murder where they say a man was shot at 31st and Decatur Streets. That's just south of Prospect Hill Cemetery, west of Highway 75. According to OPD, officers were called there to investigate a report of a shots fired just after midnight. At the scene, two people were trying to help the victim, 29-year-old Markel Brewer. He was suffering from a gunshot wound. He was rushed to Nebraska Medical Center, where he later died. The investigation is ongoing. If you have any information that could help solve this case, call Crime Stoppers at 444-STOP.
Now, your Weather Alert First Forecast.
Well, temperatures have been rallying over the past couple of hours. We're pretty much in the lower 80s across many of the neighborhoods across Douglas and into Sarpy County. 80 degrees down at Willow Springs, and that represents a increase in temperatures anywhere between 7 and 13 degrees around the area. So a little bit warmer. Winds have picked up during the afternoon hours and have become gusty up to 31 miles an hour around the Lincoln area, and it will remain breezy through much of the night tonight. Had a few thunderstorms fire up just to the east of the metro along the river and then track to the northeast of us. We've got the clouds have thinned out somewhat, but we will see an increase in clouds overnight as some thunderstorms coming out of the Dakotas, western sections of Nebraska. Some of that could impact areas to the northwest of the metro. In particular, for tomorrow, Labor Day, we'll keep Threat Tracker in the green. It will be breezy, warmer. There's some thunderstorm possibilities as we head into the middle part of the week. We'll have details on that upcoming in just a few minutes.
All right, see you then, John. The Dakota Access protest that has stirred unrest across the Midwest turned violent this weekend. Tribe officials say construction crews destroyed American Indian burial and cultural sites on private land in southern North Dakota. That sent several hundred protesters into direct confrontation with crews on Saturday afternoon. Morton County Sheriff's Office says 4 security guards and 2 guard dogs were injured. Tribe spokesman Steve Sitting Bear says 6 people were bitten by security dogs and at least 30 people were pepper sprayed.
I wasn't expecting them to mace.
They came out of
or let their dogs
or the
loose.
dogs. They let the dogs loose on a horse, and they maced a woman in the face this close to range. That's what started it all.
This is really
No law enforcement personnel were at the site when it turned violent. The crowd dispersed when officers arrived, and no one was arrested. The earthquake that shook people from Oklahoma all the way here to Omaha has some lingering after effects. The Oklahoma Corporation Commission says the 37 wastewater disposal wells that are shutting down in north central Oklahoma following the quake are just a fraction of what's to come. Around 700 wells are in an area of interest created by the commission to address earthquakes. They say an increase in earthquakes in Oklahoma has been linked to underground disposal of wastewater from oil and natural gas production. The state remains under a state of emergency. Well, violent outbursts in Nebraska's prison system are hindering efforts to fix understaffing and overcrowding issues. Administrators say the repeated incidents take away time and money and manpower that could be spent on improvements in the last 2 years. The DOC has had to face deadly riots at the prison in Tecumseh, the escapees of 2 sex offenders and an assault that sent 9 staff members to the hospital, among more recent assaults. Senator Les Seiler of Hastings, the chairman of the Prison Oversight Committee, says prisoners use the department's staffing shortages to their advantage. And the event Fathers in the Parks only started in June, but they're already having a big impact on helping men be more involved with their kids. Reporter Jessica Ritchie has the story.
A lot of our different issues that we face with poverty and unemployment and all kinds of different issues, lack of education, a lot of times comes down to not having a father in the home.
Ronnie Alexander is the director of Fathers in the Park. He is working to help fathers get in and stay in their kids' lives.
We're trying to create a place where men that might not be in their children's lives can come out, they can get some resources, they can get some help to put themselves back where they belong. Fathers in the Park meets every other Sunday in Benson Park. Though they only started in June, it's already a big hit with the kids. I'll be at Walmart or something, and they'll see me and run down the aisle and be like, hey, is Fathers in the Park this week? The organization provides services such as legal assistance, therapy, and education to fathers who want to be involved with their children. Outreach Chair Josh Ginsburg says it's all about fathers helping each other.
I've seen already upstanding and participating fathers become more fulfilled because of the fellowship that we have here.
And it's not just men that are benefiting. Single moms are invited to bring their kids to interact with positive male role models.
I see people that are involved in this organization that aren't even fathers that come, they fill that role, and they do it gladly.
Since I don't know my father, it's like fun to come here with all these father figures.
Jessica Ritchie, KMTV Action 3 News.
A cool event. Well, Fathers in the Park is currently working on a costume drive to help every kid have a costume for Halloween. For more information on how to donate, visit www.kmtv.com. Well, it's a chance for children with Down syndrome to have fun and play with baseballs. Some of the best baseball players in our area. Buddy Baseball brings players from Bellevue East and Bellevue West high schools in collaboration with the Down syndrome of the Midlands. 21 buddies played with over 50 volunteers as the kids threw, caught, and hit baseballs around Don Roddy Field in Bellevue. Organizers say this event is fun for the kids and the volunteers make all the difference.
We love these kids so much. We are so glad they're here. We love to see them. They make our day. As volunteers, we couldn't ask for a better group of kids to be with.
Now, this is the 3rd year for Buddy Baseball. Organizers say every year the event gets bigger and better. Well, next on KMTV, Mother Teresa receives a blessing of biblical proportions. What the Pope declared next.
And in our forecast, we have had some active weather out in western Nebraska. Will that impact the metro later on tonight? I'll talk about that after the break.
It's rodeo time. Gather up the family and bring your friends to CenturyLink Center September 23rd and 4th at 7:30 as Exarban Foundation presents the Cinch World's Toughest Rodeo. Friday night, kids get a free cowboy hat and half-price admission compliments of KMTV-3. Witness the best in rodeo action and Whiplash the Cowboy Monkey. Tickets are family priced at Ticketmaster.com. September 23rd and 4th. We'll see you at the rodeo.
When Lawson was this big, he had club feet and wore casts. When he was this big, there were leg braces, surgery, and more casts. Now that Lawson is this big, all he has to worry about is finishing his homework and getting to basketball practice on time. That's because when Lawson was this big, he started receiving comprehensive care from the orthopedic specialists at Children's Hospital and Medical Center, the best place for kids.
Good call, Mom and Dad.
Children's Hospital and Medical Center. We know children.
Omaha's official home for Husker sports is AM 590 ESPN Omaha. The Big Red is on Omaha's biggest all-sports radio station with over 12 hours of in-depth Husker football coverage every game day from the Husker Sports Network and AM 590. But that's only the start. AM 590 keeps the Nebraska conversation going every day with Omaha Sports Insider. Online and on the radio weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 with Joe Quinn and Nick Handley. Omaha's official home for Husker sports. AM 590 ESPN Omaha.
It's been a tough year. We've seen horrific attacks overseas and at home. This year, we're all security voters. And this is your Congressman, Brad Ashford. Seems nice, but where does he stand? In Congress, he voted to protect cities that ignore immigration laws, sanctuary cities, where extremists can hide and wait. If you're worried about our security, you deserve to know where Brad Ashford stands.
The NRCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Griswold. Thanks for watching KMTV-3.
Thousands of pilgrims gathered in St. Peter's Square today for the canonization of Mother Teresa, the nun who cared for the world's most unwanted and became the icon of the Catholic Church. Pope Francis made her sainthood official at a morning mass.
After due deliberation and frequent prayer for divine assistance, and having sought the counsel of many of our brother bishops, we declare and define Blessed Teresa of Calcutta to be a saint.
Mother Teresa was born in 1910. In 1950, she founded the Missionaries of Charity, which went on to become a global order of nuns. She was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1979. She died in 1997 after a lifetime spent caring for hundreds of thousands of destitute and homeless poor in Calcutta. Well, turning to campaign coverage now. A new CBS poll shows Donald Trump trails Hillary Clinton among voters as the race for the White House enters the final home stretch. The latest CBS News Battleground Tracker poll shows Hillary Clinton leads Donald Trump 45 to 37% in Pennsylvania. In North Carolina, the poll has Clinton ahead of Trump by 4 points. She also leads Trump by 2 points in the 13 most competitive states, including Arizona. Trump's campaign says he'll be able to pull off some big wins in October.
We're taking Pennsylvania very seriously. We have several different paths to victory.
Voters are still concerned with Clinton's explanation about why she used a private server while she was Secretary of State. 46% say the answers are getting less believable.
Well, voters are still concerned with Clinton's explanation about why she used a private server while she was Secretary of State. 46% say the answers are getting less believable. Well, the heavy rain and high winds predicted to hit parts of New York and New Jersey coast today have headed out to sea, but threats from her remain after a storm left behind damage and power outages in Florida and several southeastern states. Wendy Gillette has more from Belmar, New Jersey.
The dog days of summer are still hanging around in Belmar, despite Hermine lingering a few hundred miles offshore. The storm is bringing crashing waves to the Jersey shore and as far south as Virginia. Only perfect conditions for surfers.
Oh, you can be up to your knees, and if a wave knocks you off your feet and you get caught in a rip, you can be in trouble.
That's why it's a red flag day, warning of the dangers. Lifeguards are patrolling the beach along with uniformed police officers. Swimming is not allowed. Edgar Rivera is only allowing his 5-year-old daughter, Sophia, to wade up to her knees.
Do you feel the pull of the water when you're in?
Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah, you actually feel it. So you got to be careful.
The storm could also cause severe beach erosion. Workers in Belmar built these sand berms over the weekend to protect an area devastated by Sandy in 2012.
The storm has tracked east since Saturday, improving the forecast.
It could wobble back west or wobble further east. All those things will decide what impact it has, especially in our coastal areas.
Hermine is now expected to hang offshore until as long as Wednesday. High tides Sunday night and Monday morning could cause the most problems because of storm surge, erasing the summer fun. Wendy Gillette for CBS News, Belmar, New Jersey.
Hermine is blamed for the deaths of 2 people in Florida, and in the Carolinas it's called widespread flooding and severe beach erosion. Joining us now is meteorologist John Walsh. And John, we don't have any of that, but it rained a little bit earlier today, too.
Yeah, that's right. Some of the Labor Day fun out on the East Coast may be compromised, but for us, it looks like a pretty good holiday to close things out. Tomorrow, we're looking for sunshine, temperatures warming up. Tonight, however, there's some active weather out to the west of us. You see the enhanced risk for severe weather, mainly out in the Sand Hills, but a marginal risk extends back towards some of our western counties here in the KMTV viewing area, Omaha excluded from that. In fact, we've got just a few clouds. The sun has emerged. And it turned out to be a pretty decent afternoon, although the winds have increased. Had a few thunderstorms. Actually, they fired up, developed right along the river, just to the east of Omaha from Harrison down toward Pot County, and then lifted to the northeast. And here's where they're located right now, just to the north of Des Moines. As we expand out here, notice more activity out here, some thicker clouds. The orange indicates a severe thunderstorm watch out there, and some of these storms have already been severe. We've got low pressure tracking through the Dakotas and a cold front draping southward. And all of this eventually will be pushing eastward. But for tonight, we've also got winds aloft, jet stream winds that are also creating some severe thunderstorms, and they have been very, very strong. Some of these storms in Kansas, like down around here coming out of Colorado, had produced wind gusts up to 90 to 96 miles an hour. And you can see the severe thunderstorm warnings that are dotting the landscape from central South Dakota back through the Panhandle and into western sections of Kansas. Now, how will this impact the metro, if at all? Well, these will eventually track to the east later on tonight. We take a look at our short-term high-resolution model. We do have a chance of some thunderstorms near Omaha. I think the better opportunities for rain, though, will be in those counties to the northwest of us. And notice we've got a complex of thunderstorms here. There are going to be severe, producing some damaging winds. There may be some hail associated with those. Those will track eastward and possibly impact areas around Norfolk and even toward Columbus. But I don't think we'll see as much here in the metro, as those will pretty much begin to taper off as we head into the overnight hours. Our Harrah's Skycam showing actually a pretty nice afternoon across the Omaha metro. We're looking at 81 degrees right now. A little bit of humidity, 67 degrees, the dew point temperature out there, with a south-southeast wind at 18 miles an hour. As we look at temperatures around the area, a little cooler up around Denison and Carroll, where they've had those thunderstorms. But for us, it is pretty much in the lower 80s from Fremont southward toward Falls City, and those winds are gusty in some areas, like around Lincoln. We had a 31-mile-per-hour gust. Futurecast, 10 o'clock temperatures will be around 77 degrees. We will see an increase in cloud cover around the metro. It's still going to be breezy tonight. Some of those thunderstorms moving into northeast Nebraska, and by 6 a.m. could be seeing some lingering showers from Tekamah to Fremont. At least this model is indicating that. As far as the rest of the day, I think what we'll see is mainly sunshine, breezy conditions, around 81 degrees by lunchtime, and the 3 o'clock temperatures will be near 90, and that's where I think our high is going to be tomorrow as well. Lows tonight, actually, we will climb, will be a little bit warmer than this, around 70 degrees. Becoming mostly cloudy with a chance of thunderstorms late. 91 for the high tomorrow, mostly sunny, breezy, winds out of the south-southeast, 15 to 25 miles an hour, and a look at your 7-day forecast. Tuesday evening, thunderstorms for the metro becoming more widespread, and lingering thunderstorm chances on Wednesday. Will go from the lower 90s to about 86 on Wednesday, dropping into the lower 80s toward the end of the week. Additional thunderstorm chances Thursday night into Friday. And the rest of the time frame on the weekend looking good. Sunshine returns for the weekend. Very mild next weekend, in fact, with highs in the mid to upper 70s.
All right. Thank you, John. Up next in sports, the Huskers reflect on an emotional night at Memorial Stadium as they honor a former teammate.
Team, technology, experience. John Walsh and the Action 3 News Weather Alert Team.
Hey, take your brother's sock out of your mouth.
Green means go.
I got it.
Green means go.
Uh-oh. Better get Mako. Come in today and take advantage of our $99 bumper special after a $50 mail-in rebate. Mako, America's Body Shop.
New year, New team, one dream. Dominant high school football coverage. KMTV and AM 590 team up to cover the first downs, the touchdowns. Friday nights this fall on Omaha Sports Insider Game Night. Kickoff at 8 with high school game night on AM 590. Then OSI Game Night takes the field at 10 on KMTV. We go the extra yard and post every piece of video online. Omaha Sports Insider Game Night.
Make the switch and start your day with the team at Action 3 News this morning.
Join us for your first look at the day's top stories.
From here at home and from around the world.
With the best technology, we give you the most accurate forecast to plan your busy day.
Deanne Brink, Matt Monroe, and Ryan McPike, bringing you more real news and weather coverage to help you plan your day ahead. Make the switch to Action 3 News this morning.
Hey, take your brother's sock out of your mouth.
Green means go.
I got it.
Green means go.
Uh-oh. Better get Mako. Come in today and take advantage of our $99 bumper special after a $50 mail-in rebate. Mako, America's Body Shop.
Just announced, Ford Freedom Sales Event extends 0% financing for 72 months on all remaining 2016 Fords. Drive an F-150 Super Crew 4x4 for only $289 per month, or a nice Ford Fusion for just $169 a month. Compare and save at Ashley Ford or AshleyFord.com.
Become a fan of Action 3 News on Facebook and join the conversation. Now, your Omaha Sports Insider Report.
And folks, Huskers in punt formation, but there's no punter back there. Nebraska is going to take a delay game. And Husker Nation, permission to shed a tear.
What a scene it was last night at Memorial Stadium as Nebraska players, coaches, and fans honored former teammate Sam Foltz. And years from now, few will remember the final score, but nearly all will remember the tributes that took place Saturday in Lincoln. In pregame warm-ups, the special teams players brought out Foltz's game jersey. Kicker Drew Brown played with Sam's nephews before the game on the sideline, and that was just the beginning. Sam's nephews, Lane and Max, led the Huskers out of the tunnel to a loud ovation. And after Nebraska went 3-and-out on its first possession, it was the play people will be talking about for a very long time. The Huskers took the field with just 10 men, leaving an open space where their former punter would stand. NU was then flagged for a delay of game, which Fresno State declined.
How it went down, I thought that the crowd responded just as I thought that they would.
It didn't really hit me until I actually looked out there and saw all the support and all the, the fans. It was an incredible feeling just knowing how much he meant to not only the team, but, the community. Every game, he always talked to me and, just said, keep me off the field. That was emotional for me, just looking out there and not seeing him.
It was a special thing. It was special seeing the entire crowd, get up and cheer and give a loud applause, and especially Fresno State. I have a lot of respect for those guys because they were clapping and they were pumping up the crowd too, and it's something special, and I'm never going to forget it.
As for the game itself, Mike Riley said he had mixed emotions, that you could see there. The Huskers rolled Fresno State 43-10, but had plenty of errors. The Big Red had a punt blocked in the first half that led to a Bulldogs touchdown. Nebraska was flagged, meanwhile, 7 times, 2 of which were unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, and he was also called for targeting twice. The first one led to Luke Gifford's ejection, while the second one on Aaron Williams ended up being waved off.
We just have to be better than that. I thought we'd take a step forward with penalties. It didn't feel like it. I thought we'd take a step forward with not lining up illegally, and it didn't feel like that. Getting a punt blocked is just horrible. Fielding punts, guys running into each other, it's sloppy. It just doesn't feel real good.
The Huskers hope to feel better about their play next week against Wyoming. Kickoff next Saturday is set for 11 a.m. The Royals going for a series win over the Tigers today in the top of the 8th. KC up 5-4. That is until Justin Upton goes up and out. A 2-run shot to right center. That gives Detroit the lead for good. Royals go on to lose this one today by a score of 6-5. A couple of women's soccer scores from this afternoon. Creighton wins at South Dakota State 2-1. Meanwhile, the Omaha women fall to Kansas State this afternoon by a score of 1-0.
And Adam, I was at that Husker game last night, and it was a very touching tribute to Sam Fultz. What a great way to honor that player right there.
I think everyone who's in the stadium, something they'll never forget, definitely. You can access Omaha Sports Insider 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at omahasportsinsider.com, powered by KMTV-3 and AM 590 ESPN Omaha.
Join the women of KMTV-3 and Star 104.5
for the 23rd annual Komen Race for the Cure, Sunday, October 9th.
It's a great run for a great cause. Help us as we fight to beat breast cancer.
The event will be held at the Baxter Arena, 67th and Center, just across from Exarban Village.
Register now for the 23rd annual Komen, Nebraska Race for the Cure. Join us Sunday, October 9th at Baxter Arena and Exarban Village. Go to KMTV.com for details.
Who will encourage the student from Omaha to pursue his passion for education by going on to become a teacher in the Nebraska public school system? His fourth grade public school teacher. Behind every great student is a great teacher.
My teacher is amazing.
The 28,000 members of the Nebraska State Education Association, shaping the future of Nebraska.
OSI, your source for Nebraska sports, brings you 90 minutes of Husker highlights tonight on KMTV-3. It all starts with Adam Kruger and Ben Stevens on Omaha Sports Insider Sunday, followed by the inside scoop on the Husker game on the Bank of the West football show. Then, Inside Nebraska, with Greg Sharp and Coach Riley offers exclusive access and behind-the-scenes coverage. Join us tonight, following Action 3 News at 10 on KMTV. OSI, your Husker sports source.
Come on over to Adventureland. You're gonna have a fun-filled day. Adventure Bay is still open weekends through September 5th, along with all of Adventureland Park's rides, shows, and attractions, including the Monster, our new steel roller coaster. Don't let summer slip away. Plan your visit today. It's all included with your admission to Adventureland. Come on over to Adventureland. You're gonna love it at Adventureland.
Labor Day holiday weekend in full swing. Here's your Sunday evening outlook. It will be a bit breezy, partly cloudy skies. We'll start the evening out at 78, drop to about 75. Temperatures are going to be slow and falling because of the wind speeds, 15 to 25 miles an hour. Clouds will build in later on tonight. We do have a chance of a few thunderstorms, especially to the north and west of us, late tonight.
Great day to do anything outside.
Yeah.
70 degrees.
Beautiful
Perfect,
evening
yeah.
tonight, and not too bad tomorrow either.
All right. Thank you, John. Thank you for joining us at 5:30. We'll see you back here at 10.